If I said the words, "you're just like," what comes to mind? What's the first thing you think of? Now, obviously, you don't need to answer any of these questions, but I bet most of you were reminded of a time when someone compared you to something. Whether it be a good memory or a bad memory, we've all been compared to something in our lives, and that is something we can all relate to. Personally, from experience, I've always been compared to something, and it's usually by my mom or my girlfriend. Sometimes it could be a negative comparison, or sometimes it could be a positive comparison. There are many different things that you can compare yourself to, as well as many different reasons why. For example, I would compare myself to the sun because my girlfriend is always telling me that I remind her of it. Therefore, in this speech, I am going to compare myself to the sun, and at the end of this speech, you should understand why I chose such a comparison and my explanations. First, I am like the sun because we are both noticeable. Second, I am like the sun because we are both really hot all the time. And finally, I am like the sun because we're both definitely annoying. First, I'm like the sun because we are both noticeable. We all should know what the sun is and where it's at. I mean, isn't it obvious? If you can't notice the sun, then you might want to get your eyes checked. 3 characteristics of why the sun is so noticeable are as follows. 1, the sun is extremely bright. It's so bright it can light up the whole world. Second, the sun is huge. It's one of the biggest stars in the universe. 3, the sun is always in your eyes, either directly or indirectly, and especially when you're driving. Now, as a person, I cannot directly relate to the sun's noticeable characteristics because it is simply impossible. However, I do have a few noticeable characteristics of my own that they are as follows. 1, my skin is very light and bright, if you would say so. I was born with a lighter skin complexion. 2, my hair is light blonde, which isn't very common in my environment. 3, I have colored eyes, and all of these 3 characteristics combined make me very noticeable in public. Not a lot of people in my area have the same characteristics that I do, which makes me more noticeable. Therefore, me and the sun are both noticeable and easy to point out. Second, I'm like the sun because we are both really hot and not in the way you're thinking. The sun is one of the biggest stars in the universe, and its core is hot and gives off a lot of heat. In fact, the sun's temperature is around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's always so hot and never seems to cool off. The sun is always burning and constantly producing heat. The sun is always producing a reaction called nuclear fusion, which in conclusion gives off heat. The sun never seems to cool off, just like me. Similar to the sun, but not quite exactly. I'm always hot and can never stay cool. I struggle to maintain a cool body temperature, which makes me feel hot all the time, just like the sun. When I sleep, I get really hot and need to keep a lot of air flowing throughout the room, or else I cannot sleep. I know this is gross, but I sweat a lot when I'm outside doing yard work, and since my skin is so light, I burn very easy. Me and the sun are both very hot and can never seem to keep a cool temperature. Finally, I'm like the sun because we are both definitely annoying. The sun is always bothering everyone in many different ways. I mean, I could ask anyone if the sun ever bothers them, and I can assure you that they will all say yes. From experience, I can say that the sun's always bothering me. A couple ways that the sun is annoying are as follows. 1, the sun is hot and heats up everything it comes in contact with. especially the inside of a car. Most cars can reach up to 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit when sitting in direct sunlight. The sun is bright and can affect your vision in certain circumstances, especially when you're driving. It is annoying when the sun is in your eyes while you're trying to drive. Both of these factors are annoying when you're outside working and the sun is just beaming down on you, giving off so much heat. For example, if you were outside trying to cut the grass, the sun would be very annoying. Just like the sun, I am annoying too. However, not all the time. I have my moments. Some things about me that are annoying are as follows. 1, when I get attached to someone, I get deeply attached and I want to know what's going on in their life 24/7. I want to be a part of them, and sometimes it can get quite annoying because some people just want their own space. 2, I get really excited sometimes, and when I can't control my emotions, people get annoyed because I overwhelm them. 3, sometimes I talk a lot when I'm interested in a subject and I don't let other people talk, or I'll ignore what they're saying and keep talking about what I was interested in. However, I do not have the exact same annoying traits that the sun does, but in general, we are both annoying. In conclusion, first, I'm like the sun because we're both noticeable. Second, we're both really hot all the time. And finally, we're both definitely annoying. Now in this speech, I compared myself to the sun and showed you why I chose such a comparison and my explanations. Now, we can all compare ourselves to something in many different ways, and I'm sure we all have been compared to something before. However, not always it is a bad thing. It can help you understand who you are and what you're like. It can be a chance for you to critically think about yourself and allow you to reflect on who you are as a person. Now, to wrap up this speech, my final question to you all is, what would you compare yourself to? Thank you.